Today, I'm going to show you how to make chocolate cheesecake. Yummy. First, let's preheat our oven to 320 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to use 24 Oreo cookies. Nice. Got a nice bunch of crumbs in there. I am using 1/4 cup of melted butter. Pulse it again. Alright, here we have my 10-inch springform pan. Also, since we are going to do a water bath, I want to take my aluminum foil here. Okay, great. Now we want to put in our cookie crumbs. And then using your fingers, or I just got this like flat mug here. You can also use the bottom of like one of your measuring cups. Okay, that's good enough. Now we're going to put this in the oven that we preheated at 320, and we're going to go ahead and let the crumbs bake for about 8 minutes, just so they set for us. Alright, I took the cookie crumb base out of the oven, and I'm just going to let it sit here on a wire rack until it cools to room temperature. In the meantime, let's go ahead and create our filling. So I have 24 ounces of cream cheese here. Here in the States, that's 3 8-ounce packages. And we want it to be room temperature. That's important. We want it to be room temperature. All the ingredients should be room temperature. Alright, so let's go ahead and beat this on low to medium low. If you have a paddle attachment with a stand mixer, go ahead and use that. I'm going to use my hand mixer. Now we're going to add our sugar. This is 1 cup of granulated sugar. Very nice. Scrape down the sides with our spatula. And now we're going to add in our 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. This adds a nice little extra cocoa chocolatey flavor. You can leave it out if you want. And now we want to add our eggs 1 at a time. Now these eggs are at room temperature. We really want room temperature eggs and room temperature cream cheese. Add in our 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Remember, we're just mixing until it's just incorporated. We don't want to overmix. At this point, we want to take our 12 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and I'm going to go ahead and melt these. You can melt them in like a double boiler, or I'm just going to do the microwave. 25-30 seconds on high, stir, 25-30 seconds on high, stir, until it's just melted. Alright, I have my chocolate melted here. Now if the chocolate is still too warm, then you're going to just go ahead and let it sit, or you can just stir it a little bit until it gets to a nicer temperature. Just a little bit above room temperature is fine. We just don't want it to be really hot. Alright. And once we clean the beaters, I usually go around and just do 1 little stir just to make sure there's no bits that aren't mixed together. And this is really nice. Now, let's just go ahead and put in our cream cheese filling. Great, and then we'll just use our spatula and we'll just spread it out evenly. And then once you have it nice and spread out, it is time to bake this bad boy. So we're going to go ahead and take our roasting pan, and we're going to go ahead and take our cheesecake and put it in right like that. And then we're going to fill in hot water, really hot water. A lot of times people use boiling water. Let's put in enough water to where it covers up about 1 inch bottom of your roasting pan. And then we are going to bake this for 45 to 50 minutes. Do not open up your oven in between. Just let it bake for 45 to 50 minutes. At 50 minutes, you can check it, okay? And it's gonna be a little jiggly in the middle, and that's how you know that it's done. And then what we're gonna do at that point, we're gonna turn off the heat and then just let it sit in the oven for another 30 minutes. And then after the 30 minutes is up, we're gonna crack open the door and let it cool completely to room temperature. All right, look at this. Looks amazing. And then what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and remove our foil, and then we'll let it cool in the fridge for a couple hours or overnight before we cut into it. All right, so the cheesecake is definitely done like this. So what we can do is we can make a simple ganache. I just have a little bit of milk chocolate chips and some semi-sweet. It's about 2/3 of a cup of chocolate. And then I'm gonna add about a half a cup of really, really hot cream. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pour this hot cream over my chocolate chips. I'm just gonna go ahead and let this sit for 10 minutes and just let it kind of melt the chocolate by itself. And then we just come in here with a spoon and we'll just stir our chocolate in with our cream. Great. And then what we're gonna do is come back over here to our cheesecake. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this on. You wanna check to make sure it's not too hot. Okay, and then I'm just gonna come in here with this cake spatula and just go ahead and go around. Awesome. And now what I wanna do is I wanna take these raspberries. I'm gonna find a big one here and put it in the middle and then go all around it. Just a nice little decoration here with some fresh fruit. And you can leave this out if you want. Totally up to you how you decorate or finish off your chocolate cheesecake. Beautiful. Isn't that really neat? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the refrigerator and let it set completely. And then it'll release itself from the sides and pull it right up. And that's how you make an amazing chocolate cheesecake. I really love how versatile these are. Like, you could just put the ganache on and not put any berries on if you don't want to. You can leave the ganache off and serve it with powdered sugar with some kind of a raspberry or strawberry sauce, whipped cream, whatever you want to do. Up to you. Take care.